Hello everyone, T-Man978. Welcome to another chill review. This time, look at the box. Look at the box. It is G.I. Joe Classified Series. And they put a number on it. Number 172. Pythona. Look at her. Coming in from Cobra-La. And it even says it. Cobra-La, Pythona. I didn't know that was the whole name. But this is a deluxe figure, which is a New York, was it New York Comic-Con? Exclusive? Well, currently right now it was. So you had to be a Pulse member in order to order this through Pulse. Or you had to actually be at New York Comic-Con. So there you are with that. Luckily, I am friends with people that are members of Hasbro Pulse because I'm not. Shout out to Nate. But here you are. Let's get it open. I'm only showing this because it's weird. I haven't played with the thing yet. But there is a plastic tie on the outside of the packaging. It was literally holding nothing. Maybe it was in between her hands. I've never seen anything like that. Alright, here's how she first appeared in the movie, the G.I. Joe animated movie, with just the cloak on. I can't tell if this is actually focused on her because it's so dark, but it would have been cool if they had an extra face, because in the movie, her face was like completely black, but all you saw was her eyes underneath of the cloak up here. And it was a cloak for the initial moments of her introduction, but then it quickly became just a cape after that. And here she is in the light. The cape, let me zoom in on that. Nicely detailed like the other more exclusive Cobra Commander capes. And Serpentor with like the nice serpent-like texture on it. This side is just plain. There is no like space where you can put bendy wire in there. You'll have to get creative, but they didn't do that, and it's ragged at the bottom. I say ragged, but it's like not ragged at the same time. It's just a whole pattern at the bottom, but it's like feels intentional and not like it got torn over time. Now, watching the movie, I don't know if I ever thought of Pythona as being like genuinely attractive, but I like this face sculpt right there. She does look good. And let's try to zoom in a little bit more on the eyes. Yeah, there we are. I feel like in the movie she didn't have irises really, just the snake-like pupils. But you see she has those earrings still, the pointy ears. Let's zoom back out. Longer ponytail right here. She does have a shorter option. And this does like, it's not on the ball joint. It just pegs in and rotates. It does wiggle a little bit, but it rotates at the top. And here's her skin. They were like, I know they wanted you to think snake, but they were more like crustacean type people. Like they had crustaceous type armor and whatnot. And their armor was meant to like mimic muscle tissue and whatnot. And they were super strong. Yeah, nicely painted. Like she is painted head to toe. Like I want to say the only thing not painted is the lighter purple area, but really that looks like paint. So definitely looks like she is literally painted head to toe. And on an animated movie, just watch that scene again. She didn't necessarily have actual individual toe detail. It was like suggested, but not straight up feet like this. It definitely looked like she had on like some type of sinew armor over her toes. But yeah. And when you have this ponytail down, the hood kind of like collapses out of shape, which I like. Like I said, she does have a secondary ponytail option that's shorter. I don't know if that's a comic book thing. And she does have a secondary head when she's angry and vicious right there. Now, those bottom teeth with the top one are definitely green. So that's cool. She looks cool. You know what's funny about me? I've been doing a bunch of G.I. Joe reviews recently and getting a bunch of figures recently. The funny thing is they're being released out of order. So some figures have certain improvements, and then you get another figure and it just like steps back. Like the HasLab Baroness figure, I feel like has better articulation for a female, but this feels like just your typical more stiff one. So let's get into that. So the head is on a ball joint in the base of the neck and a dumbbell at the top. So she can get head tilts, look left and right and whatnot. The neck can come forward a bit and she can look down. Let's move the hair out the way to see how far up I can get her to look. So you can look up like that. Normally they can't recently, but she can. The arm goes out to the side. You get butterfly joint. This is definitely harder plastic, so it definitely hits a hard stop right there. But it goes back and shows that sculpting. Swivel that way, bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows. Both of the wrists are on vertical hinges with these hands. She has multiple hands. She can go back that far and come forward that much. You get swivel at the top and bottom because they're on balls. Drop down hips, can kick back a bit, can kick forward more than 90, out to the side that much, like not completely. It's the plastic stopping it really, and her hip, in her diaper piece. Swivel, this one was stuck until I twisted it. Double jointed knees. Feet kick back. Feet kick forward. Ankle pivot. And she does not have any boot swivel or shin swivel at all. And here's what the knee looks like when you bend it. So, not too bad. It lightens up, but that's not too bad. Things that disappoint me is the torso is a bit stiff forward. The neck is stiff and no boot swivel. Now here are her accessories. She has a ton of organic or organic looking accessories. These, I believe, are blades. I don't know if they're like some type of energy blade, but it's definitely a two-headed snake of some type with the bladed energy things coming out. Here she is holding those bladed weapons. For all intents and purposes, she was sort of like a ninja, a super ninja. So she's highly capable of like breaking into things, and it was almost like she was unstoppable because she was super fast, agile, and had some type of weapon hidden on her person to stop whoever was coming up against her. She has two fists, and I don't know why, but they put them on vertical hinges. Why do you need fists on vertical hinges? I don't know. Clenched fist. She has a hand that has smoke coming off of it. I don't know. It kind of looks like a big blob of plastic. So I guess it's supposed to be steaming smoke from like maybe acid or something being exposed. So here's what I came up with. She's burning his face off. And she had like sharp claws that could also produce acid and burn through metal. So yeah, like really reinforced thick steel. So I guess that's what this hand is supposed to be representing. She has this giant gem that she produced to pay or hire Zartan and the Dreadnoks. But yeah, she can't hold this. Here's the electric eel she ripped through that electric fence. They are nicely detailed. One of them doesn't have the mouth open. But yes, one solid piece. She threw those out. Everything in this set is something she used in the movie, I believe. Or something very, very close. Like this turtle thingy. Yeah, look at that. That's definitely the bottom of a crab. But it's like, yeah, I don't know what this is. Some type of sea crustaceous type thing. But that is 100% like the reverse of a male crab right there with like a beak on the end and these legs. But I think this was squeezed to spurt out some like gas that incapacitated the Cobra troopers. And then there's this thing. I definitely remember this being like whipped out and hit somebody in the face with this. I completely forgot what it is, but this is like some type of clam and the tongues are coming out. And here's another crustacean, clam-like thing. I can't remember every single thing, but here you are. If you remember what scene this was in, you can let me know. And I believe the last thing is this ugly monster face hugger type thing. With this on the bottom, that makes me think that's definitely the bottom. And it does have articulation. It has like octopus tentacles. These can actually move on a little ball joint. But you see the detail inside the mouth and whatnot. I wanted to show her with the displacer beasts. This is something I picked up specifically for a situation like this, because this thing would live in Cobra-La or somewhere near Cobra-La. And here she is next to some other exclusive style figures that were horribly overpriced, just like she was. But yeah, there you are. As you can see, she is significantly smaller. I didn't realize how big Serpentor is, especially compared to Nemesis Immortal right there. But and I need to review him. If anybody cares, let me know. I like her. She just has those few nitpicks that I had about her specifically. I think every figure should have some type of ankle or shin swivel. She can look up decently, but and she has a bunch of cool stuff that brings back a bunch of nostalgic memories, especially if you've watched the movie as many times as I have. So seeing all those items that she comes with is nostalgic. But ultimately it boils down to you really wanting this character, because at the end of the day she's not too spectacular as far as being dynamic. You could pose her if you try, so I'm not gonna try to say you can't do that, but I feel like it is not as dynamic as I would want it to be. She kind of only comes with 2 real weapons per se, just like he did with just those 2 swords. So there's not a lot of variety as far as that, but she does, if you want to look at these animal things as weapons, they are weapons. I do like picture specific things like this claw hand that has the smoke coming off of it. And this thing right here. That is definitely cool. She is cool, but overpriced. They're using Comic-Con to boost the price up $10 more than it should be. When I got the box, it was very, very small. I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. But the actual packaging is nice and premium, and I think I will hold on to that, unlike I did with Nemesis Immortal. I have too many toy packages, and I'm getting overwhelmed. I got too many toys, period. But anyhow, thank y'all for watching this. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here. Figure action. Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description. Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those videos, baby. Click the videos.